guys, welcome back to Gen Z Podcast. We are back again with another exciting episode. Now today we take you on a different road. Okay? Today we take you to the mid side of life. I love your intro. Hi guys, my name is Bapula and this is Chipo.
We're medical students from Zambia and this is
Sort
Medside
of life. Where is Bapula, by the way?
He's presenting a seminar.
Oh my God. Guys, I'll be Luapula today.
No, but I'll bring him next time.
Yes, I'll be Luapula today, okay? Yeah, this is going to be cheaper. Welcome to Gen Z Podcast.
Thank you for inviting me. I can't even concentrate right now because of
the
lovely
wings.
smell that's coming out from the wings.
It's going to go down right now.
Okay, can't wait.
Okay. So, guys, we have some sauce from Nando's. By now, you guys should know that Nando's do really support our work. So, they do give us Nando's. Even the wings are from Nando's. So, please, if you go to buy at Nando's, just tell them I have come because of Gen Z Podcast. We're going to appreciate that. Okay? So, thank you so much to Nando's. And, yeah, this has been shot by Purple Media. I thought, you guys have been asking that the quality is so good. Who shoots this? It's Purple Media. Okay? So let's get into it. Welcome to Gen Z Podcast once again.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to test the wings from Nando's.
I'm actually waiting for you to give me permission.
To give permission. Granted. Let me just give you the sauce to go with. So we are going to go with lemon and herb. So we have lemon and herb and medium hot, and extra hot. So we start with the simple one. So for somebody who's watching this, Chipo, as we bite on this, who is Chipo?
Continue.
Who is Chipo? And tell us the genesis of mid side of life. But let's bite first.
Okay.
Let's have a bite.
So, Chipo, or Chipo Mono as most people know it. Actually, my full name is Chipego.
Oh.
But, of course, I haven't heard a lot of people call me Chipego. Not even my own parents. So, I think Chipo kind of got stuck because it's a short form.
Okay,
But yeah,
I thought maybe it would
Chipego
be like Chipoka.
No, it's Chipego. But I don't know why the short form of Chipego is
Chipo. Yeah.
But yeah, it's Chipo Mono. And yeah, I'm a medical student. I'm about to finish medical school, fortunately. Or unfortunately, I'm not so sure. And I am the founder of Medside of Life, as most people know.
Yeah.
I think most people know me because of Medside of Life, but there is way much more to me than Medside of Life, especially the rugby part. I play a lot of rugby and I've been playing for quite some time.
Okay.
Many years before medical school. But now I guess I have to choose between the two.
The two.
I don't know why I have to choose, but I think that time must come.
What are you choosing now?
Rugby. I think,
as we wait for employment?
Yes, as we wait for things to settle down in the country, I think we'll be playing rugby. Yeah, so there's the rugby side to Chipo Mono, there's the Medside of Life side, and there's just the goofy me side, you know? Yeah. But Medside of Life actually started as a result of, I think we quite have a number of medical creators besides ourselves.
Yeah.
But I noticed one thing. Most of them were afraid to say certain things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get it.
Yeah.
They were afraid to, I wouldn't say they were afraid. Okay, let me not speak for them, but they were a bit selective on the topics they would
talk about.
So that for me didn't sit well, because why aren't you talking about the most sensitive things about women? You know, people don't understand why
as if they are.
I thought
the recent video I saw, they're not supposed to be twins.
Exactly.
They're supposed to be sisters.
People are not explaining sensitive things, and that's a bit unfair because everyone is like, no, that's a taboo. That shouldn't be the case. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to talk about things that people don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to get a lot of backlash, especially from my relatives, because a lot of it kind of sounds inappropriate, but it's true. And a lot of people are actually going through the things we talk about.
Yeah.
And I think people have known us for being different and talking about, it sounds funny, but it's true.
Oh, yeah.
But over time, I think we've helped enough.
You guys received some backlash?
Yes.
Thought you guys were doing a good job.
No, okay, it's like
It's like you're not supposed to talk about those things.
exactly you get it from your relatives. Like what could you be like, Amwana safun kokamba vaso. You get that type of
Yes,
thing because
yes.
they still see us like kids and stuff like that, and I respect that. But a time comes when people need to,
Yeah.
like
talk
sex
about this.
education in Zambia. No one wants to talk about
Set a
it.
boom.
Exactly.
Even growing up.
Yeah, so for me, I'll be like, you know what? Shout at me if you want, but I think the Gen Zs need to understand what's happening to their bodies, why people are waking up with certain fluids. People need to understand all those things. And if they don't get it from me, who are they going to get it from?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's the main aim of Midside of Life.
Okay. That's really, really good. So now I want us to have this conversation. It's now going to be peer to peer because I feel like young people listen more from when they see their fellow young person, advise them on certain issues. I want to go to a certain issue that has actually been happening a lot, which is irregular menstrual cycle among young women.
Yeah, I actually saw a video.
Yeah.
Those, I don't know if it was Evelyn one, the people that were immuno imbalance or
Yes.
whatever they're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff is real and it's becoming a serious pandemic, especially in Zambia.
Yeah.
And all that stems from contraceptives, the morning after pill. I don't think there's anyone who's sexually active that hasn't used it before and it's being abused. So irregular menstrual cycles, right? Could be normal or could be abnormal. They would expect them in someone who just started their periods. We call it a period of menarche, like those who are 12, 11, 13. But after that, your body kind of settles and you expect to have your periods at least once a month.
Yeah.
Or if your menstrual cycle is 21 days or so, you expect it to be at least, okay, most of the times you should see it like once a month, right?
Once a month, yeah.
But now people are abusing emergency contraceptives like the morning after. Because the morning after is for emergencies. Emergencies.
Yeah.
But people have emergencies every weekend. So that's kind of crazy.
How do we define an emergency?
Okay.
In this case?
An emergency is you plan to have, am I allowed to say sex here?
Yes, yes.
Oh. You plan to have protected sex, right? And then maybe a condom pops or it breaks. That's an emergency. You didn't plan for it, right? That wouldn't happen most of the time. That's like once in a year type of scenario. Yeah. So that's when you use the emergency pill. Or let's say you've got good self-control, but this one time you got drunk at a party and you had unprotected intercourse. And then, you of course, you don't want to
have a baby.
Exactly. So you kind of take that contraceptive. So those things are not situations we would expect someone to be having every weekend or every long weekend, but they should happen at least every once in a while. So that's when you take, because the morning after pill is a high dose thing. It has a lot of hormones packed in it. So it's not something that you want to take frequently. So I think that's the majority of the causes of hormonal imbalance these days.
Okay. And what are the side effects of taking, I know we've spoken about the irregular menstrual cycle, but does it have any other effects? The morning after or any other emergency pills?
No. Okay, the thing is, the problem again goes to people not taking it for emergencies only. But of course, it can come with other things like a bit of weight gain, not in everyone though. But besides the irregular periods, in my knowledge, I would say there are no significant side effects of emergency contraceptives.
Okay. So there are so many young people, I'm not going to hide, but there are so many young people that are sexually active. Yeah. So if you were to advise these young people, we've got young people that are cohabiting, especially in uni. It's so crazy. People go to uni and they are married, you know, and their parents don't even know. What would you advise them to do? These people that are sexually active, and let's say maybe the guy is like, no, I don't want the rubber, you know.
I'm allergic to latex. Could it beans? But anyway.
Yeah, things like that.
Okay, so
what pill would you advise them to take?
The pill.
Yeah, or
What
the plan.
contraceptive method or what pill?
No, the contraceptive method would
Okay,
be the right.
so the thing is, there are so many, so many contraceptive methods. But of course, the most effective, the only one that has 100% success in preventing pregnancy, no one likes it, and that's abstinence. But then, if we
Yeah.
go down a bit, we have these long-acting contraceptives like the IUDs. I don't know if you've come across the intrauterine devices. The Kamakopa thing, there's a Kama small thing that they put. Okay. But
No
yes,
knowledge.
exactly. So all those things are readily accessible at all hospitals in Zambia. But everyone wants to go for the hormonal ones that cause irregular periods. So if you know that you've started having sex and you don't plan on stopping anytime soon and you want to have it for a long time without getting pregnant or getting someone pregnant, you want to go for long-acting contraceptives like the intrauterine devices. There's a small copper thing there. You go to the hospital, 10, 15-minute procedure, they'll put it in, and you won't be able to get pregnant for like 10 or 15 years. So that's what it is. But of course, you can also get the injections that last about 3 months, like the Depo-Provera. You can get the implants where they just put a small cut and they put a small rod there. They last for 3 months, I think. Then you change them if you want. You can use the vaginal rings. There are so many contraceptive methods besides the pills.
How does the vaginal ring work?
For contraception or
For contraception?
It's just like some rubbery thing. You just put it in the way you would put the HIV prevention ring, and
Then it blocks the sperm.
Yes.
What really happens?
most of these hormonal contraceptive methods will make the womb or the uterus thin. So because the baby needs a very thick area to grow in, so those contraceptives make it thin. They try to inhibit ovulation. If you don't ovulate, no egg, no pregnancy. And also they make the cervical mucus a bit thick so that it's hard for the sperm to swim properly. So it's kind of like, it's not a one function type of thing. They kind of like combine, and yeah, they're going to get the benefits of the contraceptive method. But of course, for me, up to now, I would say the IUD is the best.
What is the IUD?
The intrauterine device, the small thing that they put inside, that one is at least it's in tier 1. So it's that one you would rely on it instead of these other methods. You put it in, wait for 5-10 years. You do it as much as you want without even thinking twice. That's, I think, the closest you have to abstinence. But of course, it can prevent other STIs like HIV and stuff like that. But for pregnancy, go to the hospital tomorrow, get the IUD, and you will never have to worry about pregnancy again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And guys, disclaimer, please, we are not encouraging you guys to be sexually active. What we're trying to do right now is just educate you guys on some of the things, just in case you're sexually active.
They've
Okay?
already started.
Because you people don't listen. You people have already finished the syllabus. So we must try and educate you guys. So you've spoken about the IUD. I wanted to ask you, what is the top tier method? But you've already mentioned
Okay,
it.
but I can summarize a bit so that people get the full context, because there are 4 tiers. Typically, you have tier 1. Okay, like the best, of course, abstinence, right? No one wants to talk about that. Then you have the long-acting reversible contraceptives like the copper IUD or the hormonal IUD. You put it in 5-10 years, you have unprotected sex, you won't get pregnant. You have tier 2, fairly good, but they're user dependent, like the combined oral contraceptives. Those ones, you have to take them every single day, similar to the way you take an ARV. You can take it every day, same time every day, and you don't skip a day. Then you have things in tier 3 that, of course, might not be the best. Things like condoms, and those ones you need to be accurate, because most people don't actually know how to use things like condoms, because the first important step to using a condom is checking for the expiry date. No one does that. No one has ever checked for the expiry date. So, of course, no one knows how to use a condom. But yeah, that's like tier 3. Then tier 4 would be things like calendar method. those safe days that people talk about that are not really realistic, or pull out withdraw method or coitus interruptus, as we call it in medicine. Those things are like the least reliable. But of course, they can work sometimes if you're lucky.
Okay. So I also read something. There's a high rate of infection when it comes to HIV among young people.
Yeah.
I think so far it's rising faster than in any other, I would say, demography. Currently, the one that's on its peak, it's young people, which actually tells tells us that young people are sexually active. When it comes to like the high rate of infections among young people, why is it a major concern even with the ARVs being present?
I think since this is the Gen Z podcast, I'll talk about the lifestyle, right? Because, of course, things like, I'm not saying grooving is bad, it's fine. But then people have lost the plot with regards to the worst sexual decisions are made when you're not yourself, when you're intoxicated, right? Because people will be having it in the back seat, in the bathroom and stuff like that.
Of course. It's my fantasy.
Exactly. So quickies have become like a thing that's trending. That's already a left turn. The other thing is people have thrown away the idea of using condoms, because condoms are the only contraceptive method known that would prevent STIs as well. But then there are a lot of, I'm allergic to condoms, it's not as nice and stuff like that. It gets dry. But people don't know that at the hospital, we give free condom lubricant, free. So you can't talk about the pleasure not being the same with regards to, no, it gets me dry and stuff like that, when you can easily get things like lubricant. So I think it's a combination of the intoxication that's commonplace now, even with 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, the reluctance to use things like condoms, and of course the sexual education, which now you, I guess, are trying to change and trying to educate them more on that type of stuff. But it's a combination of the Gen Z lifestyle that's kind of ruining everything and increasing the rates of HIV these days.
Okay, yeah. There's also this method of prevention. I don't know how to pronounce it. The vaginal ring, whatever. Depiverin, vaginal, whatever. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because I'm sure it has gotten many young people excited to say, oh, now I'm safe from HIV.
Yeah, so the depiverin vaginal ring is like a silicone rubbery ring, similar to the vaginal contraceptive ring. You insert it. You do it on your own, actually. You just go in the bathroom or in your bedroom, you squat or you lift one leg up, and then and then you put it, right? It's comfortable. You're not going to feel it. Your sexual partner is not going to feel it. But then it's not the most effective method as to reduce HIV or sexually transmitted diseases, but it does work. About 30 to up to 50% effectiveness in preventing HIV. So it prevents HIV replicating in your body. Because, when HIV gets in, it wants to multiply and multiply and multiply. But that ring it like continuously produces ARVs for a month, then you have to change it. So it prevents the HIV virus from replicating for a month. But after a month or 28 days, you have to change and put another one.
So wait, you mean even when you have that ring, you can still get HIV?
Yes.
It's not 100% safe?
No. It's actually, I would say it's actually below a condom, if I would put it like that. First, you would have things like abstinence. Secondly, you'd have things like PrEP, or those type of things. Thirdly, you'd have things like condoms, and that one would be like my number 4. So it's not the most effective method, but it does work. But of course, just to be safe, you want to add other measures. But it's a good starting point, seeing the high rates of HIV in our country, but not the best method.
I don't feel like it changes anything.
It does.
If at all, it does.
But it's just not the best method.
I just feel like it's going to encourage young people to do it more compared to when we talk of like abstinence. because there's a possibility, high possibility that I'll still get it.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm also just relying on the small chances of me not getting it because I have that ring
Yeah.
with me. I just feel like, no, it's
But
not
it's a
reliable.
good starting point, just not the best method.
There's also something that I went to find out. Is it true that there are people that are immune to HIV?
Yeah, but that's a big misconception. The people that are immune to HIV are like 1%. I don't even know if they're there in Africa, but in Europe, I think they are quite a number. There are people, because when HIV comes into your body, it needs like a doorway or a receptor, as we call them, to kind of enter your cells and multiply, right? But there are people who have a mutation in that receptor. It's a mutation in a CCR5 gene. So now, if you don't, let's say I am immune to HIV, and I have a mutation in that receptor that HIV uses to enter bodies. If I sleep with someone that has it, HIV comes in, it will look for that door. But then it finds out that
It's not there.
it's not there. So it will kind of,
Just die.
exactly. But that's a small percentage of people, maybe less than 1%. And in Africa, whereas we have few cases of, I don't know, maybe it's because we don't get tested, but there are few cases in
Of people
Africa.
being immune.
Yeah. Then there are people also who are called controllers. There are people who just have the ability to suppress HIV, like the viral load. We don't know why, but it's kind of like a mutation. So they get HIV or get exposed to HIV, but the viral load will never be skyrocketing. They'll have it, but somehow their immunity is so strong to suppress it. But again, they are in the 1% of the people in the population. So it's very rare for people to be immune against HIV.
So that person who has who's immune, yeah? Immune, yeah. If they have it, okay, and then they sleep with another person who's not immune, so they are carrying it, maybe at that point it's still looking. Can they infect someone?
The person
That's immune, where it's still looking.
can they get infected?
Can they infect someone?
If they have it?
Yes. Because
They don't have it.
No, listen. I don't know, how long does the virus take for it to start?
It can't last a lot of days.
Doesn't last. Okay, so let's say today they slept with somebody who's HIV positive. Then tomorrow they go back and maybe it's their wife who's
No,
not
they
immune.
cannot transmit.
They can't transmit
No.
it. Oh, okay. I thought there was like a possibility, like you're carrying it.
Possibilities theoretically are there, but
Yeah.
of course, practically, I wouldn't say they will transmit it.
Okay, so despite all these methods of prevention that are actually there, and we're still encouraging young people to say, no, if you're still sexually active, do this, do this, do this. From a medical perspective, what is the best way to prevent HIV?
Use a condom. It's the easiest. It's the easiest method. Use a condom and get some lubricant. You maintain the pleasure and you maintain the safety profile as well. I think telling people to stop having sex is kind of a stretch, if we're being honest. Because at this point, it's gotten so bad that we just want some damage control. So we're like, okay, you guys continue having sex, but just do it safe. And for me, the condom is always going to be the gold standard with regards to people stopping the spread of HIV. Because if, let's say, encouraging young people to say, okay, whenever you go for groove, carry 2 condoms in your pocket. Also encouraging the girls to say, because I don't know why girls have, or females have put the responsibility on men to protect themselves or carry condoms. I don't know why it's like that. Is it a man's job to have a condom?
I think so.
No, because girls need to carry also. Because if you are going for groove and you know that when I have 2 brutal fruit, I get a bit too excited, have something in your pocket in case your gent doesn't carry. Yeah, that's the only way we would make it right at this point. Because if the females are encouraged to have condoms, whether female condoms or male condoms, and the men are also encouraged to carry condoms, then we would reduce it by far. Actually, by far. Just that 5 seconds. I don't think sex is so good that you would forget 5 seconds to wear a condom. Just that 5 seconds
Saves your life.
It can save millions of people in Zambia.
Okay, so I want to dive to something else also.
Okay.
Among young people, there's a thing of exploring stuff. We want to try out this, we want to do this, and also maybe trying to impress the other person. So young people now, they are putting things that are not supposed to be in the mouth. And now we have throat cancer, which is becoming very common. I think I saw a report also in Nigeria and even here. Maybe you can, how are the cases at UTH?
I haven't come across many
Well,
personally.
but they posted something like that.
Yes, but no, of course, I wasn't there. I haven't seen the cases.
Yeah.
But the truth is, throat cancer is, or oropharyngeal cancer is becoming because a long time ago,
I read it.
it was a type of cancer you would only see in elderly people. But now, we're getting to see it in young people. And then we get shocked to say, why do young people have
So back then, you mean it was obvious that the older people were doing
yeah,
that and it was the cause?
The older people, yes. The older people there are certain cancers that have certain, age groups. You say, okay, this cancer is for maybe 40 years and above. This cancer is for this. But now, throat cancer has become something that's commonplace with the youth. So it became concerning. But with research and stuff, people realize that HPV, the similar one to the one that causes cervical cancer, is the one that's actually causing the throat cancer. And that goes to the throat ghost, the people that love giving head and swallowing everything. If the man carries, because the problem is that men don't show that they have HPV. That's the problem. There's no like itchiness or burning that you would not. So the guy would like, especially if he's uncircumcised, he would be carrying it, comfortably, and he would be fine. But then if you give him head or you give him oral sex and he ejaculates in your mouth, you swallow it and you do it repeatedly, that HPV is going to start changing the way cells in your throat look. And then, of course, once they become weirdly shaped, they start growing rapidly, and that kind of gives cancer. That's the simplest way I can put it, but it's more complicated than that.
Okay, we forgot about our wings.
Oh.
Let's go on the medium hot. Let's go on the hot sauce. Oh, wow. So, I just need you to confirm this with me. So, throat cancer.
I'm not confirming anything.
So, throat cancer, is it just that causes that, or maybe also smoking or any other?
Of course, smoking, vaping. Yeah, I think that's pretty much most of it. There are two different types of throat cancer, but I don't want to dive in that now. But smoking, vaping would cause throat cancer, but that has to be chronic. It's not like 1 week of smoking or maybe years and years of smoking, right? Which it's very rare for people to smoke nicotine, or for a 25-year-old to be addicted to cigarettes. It's not very common. It's usually common in like elderly people and stuff like that. There's the smoking part, there's the vaping part, then there's the swallowing of semen part. So if you're doing all of them at once, of course you might speed it up. But now research is pointing towards the swallowing of ejaculate. But of course, smoking and vaping does have a contribution towards throat cancer.
Okay. Thank you so much for explaining that. We're now going into a different conversation, which is the last part of this. On social media, there's a trend among young people where there are these products that are being sold to young people that the sellers believe will change your body shape. So if my body is triangle, if I start taking these products, I'll have an hourglass shape. From the medic's perspective, is that true and is that attainable?
No. 100% no. There is, the crazy thing is someone will be naturally thick, right? And have hips and buttocks and all that type of stuff. then they'll start selling those things. After being naturally thick. Because if you just follow it,
Yeah.
it's so rare that they had a triangle kind of body shape with evidence. And now, because of that magic powder or porridge or whatever, they now have an hourglass type. It doesn't work like that. Most of someone's structure is determined by muscles, of course, but primarily by bone structure. It's mostly inherited and genetic. Maybe 50 to 80% of it is contributed from. It's just the way you are, you know. There are people in the family. There's just the way their shoulders are. There's just the way they are. Others in the family, all of them have hips. There's just that type of thing. So you can't have a powder that you made at home to now start giving someone hips, and but it doesn't work like that. And the body is not, it actually makes me sad when I see those things on TikTok, but I can't comment on everything, but we try to educate people on those shakes or whatever they buy. How can you believe someone who's never been to medical school
Yeah.
to tell you that this shake that I made is going to ignore all the other parts of your body? They need to just, it's not
It's not
scientifically, no,
possible.
it's not.
Yeah.
And it's very sad to see because people are so obsessed with weight gain. Because sometimes I do make meal plans for people. People are so obsessed with weight gain that they would take everything. There's this one time I was looking at ingredients of, or I would say ingredients or composition of some shake. Some of them actually have antipsychotic drugs, like drugs for people who have mental health issues. Because the thing with those drugs is the side effect is weight gain.
What?
So now I get the drug for people who have mental health issues, and I'll be like, you want to gain weight? Get this one.
This tablet.
Get this tablet and take it for this long. Maybe I even give you an overdose because I know that the side effect of that drug is weight gain. Inevitably, you're going to gain weight. So, and you attribute that weight gain toward the powerful shake that I gave you. Some of it is, I actually made a video on this one, is they contain something called cyproheptadine. So now, they're going to give you a lot of stuff with appetito in it, right? They knew when you take that shake or that
You're
pill,
hungry.
you're hungry, right? You're going to eat more and you're going to gain. So you are going to think you've gained because of this.
Shake.
Meanwhile, this gave you appetite to eat more. And that's how it's like. Because most people who don't gain weight have a problem with appetite. So people give you appetite drugs for 500 kwacha, something they got for 30 kwacha at a pharmacy, and it's going to work because you ate more. It was all you. It had nothing to do with a shake. It had nothing to do with a pill. So it's a bunch of scamming. There's nothing that like this one is for hips. It can't work like that. Not
It doesn't
scientific.
work.
It can't. They should, on this one, trust me, I would even come for a part 2. It's sad to see how many people can eat anything. Because I get to read the contents most of the times. And I get to show people, look at what this is this. You won't even want to know what's inside. They're going to tell you pounded groundnuts, pounded what? Then they put a appetite drug. You eat, you start getting hungry, you eat 6 times a day. You can get fat, of course. So it's a big scamming industry.
Wow.
And it's hard to see.
Yeah, I think I do agree because funny thing is that for some people that sell these products, when I look at their bodies, their bodies haven't changed.
Exactly.
But they will use somebody who is curvy and be like, you're going to be like this. So genetically, it's not possible in any way.
It's not possible.
But if you want to gain weight, it can make you gain weight. But those are the side effects that you get to have.
Because and the fat distribution is going to be everywhere. There is no drug that's going to be selective for a certain part of the body. It's going to, and that's why you see certain people start with weight gain products and now their cheeks are all over the place and now the tummy is like this. But just because the bum has become 2 centimeters thicker, for them, the weight gain product works. But it's all psychological. It's just in people's heads.
Okay. Then also, what are the medical side effects of these things that people are taking?
The problem is we also don't know what they are. That's the problem. So I would give an example of just these herbs that people take, right? Like maybe you get a herb from whichever tree and stuff like that. People do come to the hospital with maybe acute liver failure. You ask them, oh, did you take any herbs? Yes, I did. Do you know the name of the tree or the herb that you took? No, I do not. So it's even very hard to like help such people. So
Yeah.
now we also don't know what's in those things because they are not approved by these food processing companies. People make them in the backyard, start selling, and people buy. So even for us, we just, if I was to read, I would just say groundnuts, what. But of
Yeah,
course, there's something else in it that they're not going to say. And they're not being regulated the way they should be.
Okay.
So it could be something very toxic or something that someone's allergic to without them knowing. So either ways, uh, even though we don't know what the contents are, it should always be taken as potentially dangerous. Because if you don't know what you're taking,
Yeah.
you might as well take poison.
Exactly.
You get that type of thing. Yeah, so it's unfortunate that we don't know what's in those shakes.
But are you guys regulating this? Is there like,
I think
I don't know, is there a policy or are there people looking into it? Like we should regulate what?
nothing
Nothing
I
like
know
that,
of.
yeah?
Yeah, nothing I know of. But I know that there are some boards that are dedicated to regulate such things, but nothing that I know of. People just make packs and start putting in things there.
Wow. Okay, Chipo. Our last bite on the made side of life. This was the made side of life, guys. I'm Lapula. I want you to taste the extra hot.
I'm scared.
It's not bad.
I think I got a bit of it.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad, yeah?
It's actually pretty good.
It's not low.
Shout out to Nando's.
Yeah, thanks for the meal, Nando's. Okay, guys, Chipo, anything else you would love to say to the young people, the Gen Zs, in summary of everything we've spoken about today?
Okay. Two things actually, or two topics that I would want to emphasize on. And I think I'll never stop talking about them. The first thing is, whether boy or girl, always have a condom if you know you might misbehave. If you know you're going for a party, you're going for groove, you're going to see someone, even though your intentions are not to sleep with that boy, if you're going to his room,
Just in case.
carry a condom.
Just wait for your husband. What are you doing, Iwe? Nan, wait for your husband.
Carry a condom. Don't wait for the guy to always have his condom, but just say, oh, you want to hit it raw? Actually, I have something for you. You know, if he's allergic, then he's lying. So run away. The other thing is, there is no slimming product. There is no slimming tea. There is
You
no...
lie. What do you mean?
Okay, here's the thing. Zambians take slimming tea with bread.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. And
Yeah.
people haven't invested time in wanting to know what's in those slimming teas or how they work exactly. They go with specific diets and specific lifestyle changes.
There's one that makes you like, when you take it there and then, it's actually very famous in Zambia. When you take it there and then, it gives you diarrhea.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like, well, you take it and then it gives you diarrhea. Just like that, just like that, just like that. So you take it like 3 times in a day and
You keep getting diarrhea. Then you get dehydrated and we take you to the hospital. Because diarrhea causes dehydration, not weight
but you're
loss.
losing weight.
No, you're getting dehydrated. See, most of this is the indirect mechanisms of scamming people. Because if I take, it's like those things people say in town at it's cleaning the stomach. You take, it gives you diarrhea that it's cleaned.
Yes.
That's a scam.
What do you mean?
Because you had diarrhea, it doesn't clean anything. There's nothing like that.
Like, no, like, for example, if you are bloated and all of that.
And then you get diarrhea. There are specific drugs that you can go to at the pharmacy, very cheap, that would help with, let's say if you're constipated or you're feeling bloated. But those things, we also don't know what they are up to now. Whenever I find people selling those things in town, I get to ask, Muricha Numu, Swamanyang. Because if they tell me the drug, I'll understand and I'll buy. And I always bet them, say, I'm going to buy at 10 times the price. Tell me what's in here and how it works. They don't know. So you're taking something from someone who doesn't know what it is. And you just seem to trust them.
There's also this thing that is being taken by many young people. It's called insonko. So it's believed to make a woman's body warmer and sweeter, to be specific, the private area. Yeah, like during like sexual whatever, it makes a woman sweeter. Okay. So from the medical point of view, is that true?
Okay, since I'm not a woman, I can't say if it genuinely works
Or it doesn't?
or it doesn't. But I'm going to explain one thing. Like warmer, like a fever.
Not really. Like the conducive warmness for that particular activity.
And that particular area.
Yes. Just that particular, nowhere else. You don't get to, just that part is the one which is like the burning bush.
I think that is still being researched. I have never, ever come across something like that. That particularly.
But you've heard of Insonko?
Yeah, I know of Insuko as the thing that people. It also works for that.
So now young women are using it for the sexual thing.
They're putting it direct.
Yes, some are putting it direct, and some just like putting it in their mouth and then.
Whatever it is, it's not safe. Why? Because you have an optimal body temperature, right? If your body temperature is raised, most likely it's trying to fight some foreign body, right? Like for you to have a fever, the reason you have a fever when you're sick is because your body is trying to fight some sort of infection or some sort of foreign substance. So if something is leading your temperature to be above normal, then whatever it is should not be in the body, one. The second thing is, if it's directly being put into the vagina, you are already disturbing the vaginal normal flora. Because the vagina is like, it should be a perfect environment with regards to pH, and nothing should enter. Whether it's a product, whatever, no matter how expensive the vaginal cream is, it should not enter inside. It can be outside, but it shouldn't enter inside. Not even water should be put inside. So if you're putting something inside, you're disturbing the normal flora, the way the vagina was made and the way it should stay. Excuse me. So now if you put something directly into your vagina, you disturb your normal flora. You let bacteria grow. And that's why there's a rise in cases of bacterial vaginosis. Like girls would come to you, no, I smell like fish. Or guys would be complaining, no, whenever I'm with my girl, she has a foul smelling vagina and stuff like that. All that is because of people are trying too much. You get, huh? So if you are required to put something directly into your vagina for you to test better, then whatever you're putting is wrong, because nothing medically is allowed to enter inside.
So it's supposed to be natural the way it was.
Just the way it is.
Okay.
And it will never smell bad. If whatever you're taking is increasing your body temperature, then most likely it's a foreign substance that your body doesn't like and your body is trying to fight against it. So in as much as I might not know what you're talking about exactly, I've never seen it before. But from the explanation, with regards to the results of what happens when you take those things, it's all wrong, because it will all lead to some sort of abnormality or discomfort that is not medically advised. So I wouldn't advise anyone to put, especially something you would put directly into your vagina, something you don't know.
I want to dive deep into this conversation, but we end it here. Guys, if you have any questions for Doc, please write them in the comment section. And maybe we might do a part 2 with, I guess, Luapula.
Yeah, he's going to come
He's
next
going
time.
to join us as well. Luapula was supposed to be here, but he ditched us. So okay guys, so thank you very much. If you have any questions, please write them in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this particular episode of Gen Z Podcast. If you have any suggestion of a guest you would love to see, make sure that you comment in the comment section and we'll try and bring that guest to you. And one more thing before I forget, guys, please do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The only way we are going to grow and bring all the people you want on this podcast is when you subscribe. But if you guys are just going to be watching, not commenting and not subscribing, it's going to be very hard for us to bring your guests. So please do make sure to subscribe. And all thanks to Nomad Scott for the place. Thank you so much for accommodating us. They've been accommodating us for a very long time. So if you want a place where you can have a conference meeting, chill with your friends, it's actually at a very good location, which is Chadley. There's also one in Mass Media, but this one where we're filming from is in Chadley. So do make sure that you check them out and do mention that you heard this place from Gen Z Podcast. If you don't, come and fight you. Thank you so much, my lovies. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.